Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well, and welcome to Munchlax Hatch Day in Pokemon Go. We've got the first batch of 92Ks here. We're not going to get a first egg shiny, but that's perfectly fine. It goes ahead and shows the Pokedex screen, because there's still that glitch that if you get a shiny in the batch, and before that you get a non-shiny one, you get the Pokedex screen for the non-shiny one. So we will have a shiny coming in this batch, right there. Funnily enough, it's my first ever shiny Munchlax, which is kind of fun. So hopefully we can go ahead and get a bunch of them today. We've got 6 hours for this hatch day, because it's part of the Ultra Unlock, and so we've got a lot of time to grind, and hopefully for a Shundo. That's the big goal, because we got a Shundo from a hatch day a couple months back in December, the Charged Embers hatch day, and so hopefully we can follow that up and get a Shundo one here. We'll have to see how it goes, but no on those eggs. Got the next egg right there. It's not gonna be shiny. I will say I have lost count of how many we're at, but it is what it is. There's another shiny right there. We'll look for 1081 when it comes to the Hundo CP, and so hopefully we can get at least one of them today, whether it's a Shundo or not. I just would like to get at least one Hundo, ideally 2, so we can go ahead and get the full line, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, it doesn't look like there's a shiny. Oh, there's a Hundo one in that batch right there. It's perfectly fine. The first shiny is a 10, 14, 13, and the second shiny is a 10, 30, which isn't the floor, but you know, it's a 10, 12, 13. It's not the best, but you know, it is what it is. I will say those aren't the first shinies I've hatched today. While hatching the eggs that I had before this event, I hatched 2 2-kilometer eggs. And I was like, it's just 2Ks, like, you know, what could I get from them that's like, you know, that warrants me screen recording it. I ended up hatching a shiny Carablast, full odds. It's just one of those, but yeah, the IVs weren't particularly good, although they were better than the Munchlax, 15, 14, 12. Not great, it's not bad, but you know, still, it's just a shiny Carablast. I nearly dropped my phone right there. Yeah, for right now, let's go get some more eggs and see if we can go ahead and get ourselves a Shundo Munchlax today. That's the big goal. The next batch, let's go ahead and see if we can start off with a shiny. Nope, I think what we'll go ahead and do, considering the fact that we're doing 200 eggs today, we'll record a clip like this for the first 100, and then the last 100 we'll just go ahead and, like, you know, only show the highlights in a B-roll segment, because I don't want this video to be too long, you know. But anyways, third egg is a shiny. What about number 4? It's not gonna be it. What about number 5? It's gonna be a shiny. Okay, then come on, 1081. That's what we want. Can we get back to back? Nope, that's perfectly fine. What about number 7? It's another shiny. Okay, come on, 1081, please. Number 8 is not gonna be another back-to-back shiny. Well, not gonna be another, not just not gonna be a back-to-back shiny. And number 9 is not gonna be shiny. Okay, come on, 1081 for the shiny. Let's see it. 1017. I think that's the floor. Okay, well, I mean, kind of got a Shundo. That's my first ever reverse Shundo, except for like the Shundo Slowpoke we got a few months ago. That is honestly hilarious. That is actually hilarious. Checking the IVs of the other ones, by the way, none of them are particularly any good. The best one we got was a 1061, but yeah, no, that is that's kind of funny, to be honest. Floor shiny to start off the day. Is what it is. The next batch of 3. Can we start off with a shiny? Nope. Okay, then what are these batches? We'll start it off with a shiny, I'm telling you. Second egg, it's not gonna be shiny. What about the third egg? It's not gonna be shiny. Okay. Number 4 is not shiny. What about number 5? It's not gonna be shiny. Okay. Number 6 is gonna be shiny. Okay, come on, 1081. I know we just got the floor shiny, which is the exact same odds as the Shundo, but I'm hoping we can at least. I just would like to see a Shundo today. No, back to back. What about this egg? I think we've got 2 more eggs to go. That one's not gonna be shiny, and this one here is also not gonna be shiny. Okay, well at least we got 1 shiny during that batch. 1045. It's not the Hundo, but you know, it's shiny number 5. Can't complain with that. And the rest of them were terrible. Okay, right, we've got the next batch, but I need to be very quick with these eggs because I've got a raid invite from the legend Pokemon UK. Cheers mate for the RSVP here, but yeah, we got an invite to a very exclusive Pikachu raid, and so I kind of want to go ahead and get that in because I haven't actually been able to get one in since it came in. I think on Monday it was released. So yeah, I kind of want to try and get this one if possible. We're not going to get a shiny Munchlax here, I don't think, unless we get it here on the final egg. I think this is. It's not shiny. And we got 1 final egg. It's also not shiny. Do we have another one? No. Okay then. Are any of those good? Nope, doesn't look like it. Okay. But yeah, anyway, kind of off topic from the actual hatch day, but we've got an exclusive Pikachu from Indonesia. There's another Indonesia event, I believe to do with an Indonesian football team, if I'm not mistaken. Wearing the football t-shirt and all that from the Indonesian team. This is kind of cool. It can be shiny. I believe it is a 1 in 64 chance, I think. Yeah, we'll see if we can get it. To be honest, I'm just happy to go ahead and at least get an invite, but yeah, I'd like to see if we can get it, but I mean, with the odds being 1 in 64, I doubt we will, but you know, we'll see what happens. We're looking for 536. I believe 670 is the weapon boosted Hundo, and so I don't think this is weapon boosted. I think it's still 536 we're looking for. Is it going to be any good? 533. That is a very good one. 98%. Okay, please be shiny. That would be epic. Again, 1 in 64 odds. I don't really care too much if it isn't shiny, but it would be cool. It's not going to be it, unfortunately, but 533, that's still a really good one. And, you know, it's another exclusive Pikachu, which we will, of course, happily take. So let's go ahead and catch that right there. Checking the IVs of this one right here. Functional Shundo from Indonesia. That's a really cool one. Okay, we've got 3 eggs going there. I accidentally started hatching them without the camera rolling. I just couldn't record the first one, though. It wasn't shiny. The second one's not going to be shiny. What about the third? It's also not going to be shiny. Okay, are any of them the Shundo? Nope, that's perfectly fine. And here are the other 6. Come on, let's get a shiny. We haven't seen a shiny in a little bit. Granted, I haven't taken this hour a little bit slower, but, you know, it is what it is. Still, would be nice to see a shiny. No on the third. I got this little 6 here. What about number 4? It's not going to be shiny. Number 5 is not shiny. The final leg of this batch is not shiny. Damn, two straight batches of no shinies. Kind of sucks. Hey, got a wild shiny for the day. Shiny Kanto Geodude. Fun one. To be honest, I'm happy going to pick this up because, of course, your Alolan Geodude had a community day way back, I think it was 2022 if I'm not mistaken, so I finished that line way back then, but the Kanto Geodude line was always just a massive pain for me to go ahead and complete, and I did get my final one I needed yesterday, actually from the daily instance, funnily enough, but considering the fact that we weren't actually filming a full video during, like, you know, during the course of yesterday, I didn't get a chance to actually showcase it, and so it's cool to go ahead and pick one up here. We've got a 577 right there. We can go ahead and evolve that into Golem, probably at the end of the video, I'd say, get that line done, but yeah, no, cool, man, to pick up full of shiny today. Happy to go and see it. Next batch of 9. Come on, let's just see a shiny Munchlax. We've gone 2 batches now without seeing one. I know we got the shiny Geodude before, but I would like to go and see a shiny Munchlax. There we go. There's number 6. Can I go back to back? No. Okay, come on. Let's get a couple more during this batch right here to make up the last 2. No on those 2 eggs right there. What about this one here? It's another shiny. Okay, you'll love to see it. I go back to back. Nope. I'm hoping we can do that at least once today. That would be nice. Next one's not going to be shiny. I think we've got one more left. This one isn't shiny. Do we have another one after this? No. Okay, then. Not gonna be great, but hey, it's 2 more shinies. We're up to 7 now, I believe, which is alright. We got 3 more eggs to go ahead and hatch. Of course, they staggered again, because they still have that egg issue. You know, it is what it is. We'll see if we can get a shiny from these first 3, then we'll hatch the other 6 as the plane goes past. The first 2 aren't shiny, and the third one isn't either. And here are the other 6. The other 3 weren't any good, by the way. I checked the IVs. The highest was like a 1055. Wasn't great. Here's the first of this 6 isn't shiny. The second one is not gonna be it. What about the third? It's gonna be shiny. Okay. Can we go back to back? No. Alright then. Number 5, I think, it's not shiny, and number 6 is not gonna be shiny. Okay, come on, 1081 on the shiny. Ooh, 1070, it is close. The best one we've seen so far, 96%, 14, 14, 15. It's not terrible. And we did, I believe, get a 98% right here. Yeah, functional Shundo. Cool, that works. Of course, I prefer to see an actual Shundo, but, you know, still a functional one's alright. We won't complain. Batch number 8, probably the final batch before the halfway point of the event, and we're starting off with a shiny. Good start. Can we get back to back? No. Alright then. Let's see if we can get another one in this batch. The third one's not going to be shiny. Number 4, is it going to be blue? Nope. Number 5 is not going to be it. Number 6 is also not going to be shiny. Come on, number 7, it's not going to be it. Number 8, potentially? Nope. Number 9 is not going to be shiny. Okay, come on, 1081, 1057. Did we get a 100 in that batch? Nope, but we did get closer to 1075. We're getting on to super incubators, and so, yeah, these 3 will probably be, I'm hoping will be the last staggered eggs. See if we can get a shiny from it. No on the first one. The second is also not going to be it, and the third is also not going to be it. Okay, are any of them Hundos? No, it doesn't look like it. And here are the other 6. We're not going to start this batch of 6 off of a shiny. Maybe on the second one, though. Nope. The third is also not going to be shiny. What about the 4? It's going to be shiny. Okay, come on. 1081. Please. Can we get back to back with number 5? No. Number 6, the final one for the batch, is not shiny. And the shiny one is 1055. It's not going to be great, unfortunately. But hey, it's another shiny. And it's number 10, basically, right as we hit the halfway point, because it's about 3 minutes to 2. 7 more. These ones done in super incubators. Let's see if we can go ahead and get a shiny. No on the first one. The second is also not going to be it. Third one's not shiny. The fourth is not going to be it. Come on, number 5, Sparkle. Nope. What about number 6? Also no. Alright then. I will say we will start B-rolling in a little bit because we are nearing 100 eggs hatched for the day. We will start B-rolling soon because otherwise this video is just going to drag. There's a shiny. Back to back? Yes! We finally went back to back on one. Okay. And neither of them are the Honda. God damn it. And this is the batch to get us to 100 eggs hatched for the event. This was actually egg number 100. Done 12 shinies so far from 100 eggs. Honestly, it's pretty decent. Like, you know, odds for the day. We'll see if we can get another one from this, and then after this we'll start B-rolling the rest of the eggs. Unless we get, like, you know, anything particularly cool. But yeah, no on the last few eggs. That egg isn't going to be shiny. What about this one? No. Sit up here in the shade. There we go. That one's not going to be shiny. I forget what egg we're on. It's shiny though, so we'll take that. The next one isn't a back-to-back, but that's perfectly fine. We did it before anyway. And now it's gonna be it. None of them are Hondos, and the shiny is a 1050. You know, still, it's another shiny. Shiny number 13 out of 108 eggs, which honestly isn't that bad. Okay, now this is a very important batch of eggs here. We got 4 eggs. What I care about is the third one. The first one's gonna be shiny. Okay. The second one isn't gonna be shiny. I care about the third one because this will actually get us to a pretty big milestone that I somehow still haven't hit. It wasn't shiny, but hey, it is what it is. And the fourth one is not gonna be shiny. Is the shiny any good? Nope, 1037. Okay. Yeah, that is nowhere near good. But hey, it is what it is. Technically speaking, actually, if we look in order here, that was the third egg. So yeah, but the reason why I care about it is because that is my platinum breeder medal. Finally. For context, my Pokemon storage is always full because I keep every single shiny I catch. I keep every Hundo, I keep a full living dex of just every non-shiny Pokemon, and it's just like, you know, all the raid attackers and all that just builds up over time. And so due to, like, you know, having a lack of storage space, I just never hatch eggs really outside of events where I specifically, like, you know, either have to or care about what's in the eggs, like on hatch days. And so, yeah, no, it just took me forever to actually get this medal. And thankfully, due to this being a 6-hour long hatch day, I managed to go ahead and get it. So yeah, hatch 2,500 eggs complete. But yeah, just wanted to record that. I think it's cool. And probably the final batch of eggs we're going to go ahead and hatch, at least during the event. I'm going to try and pick up another batch before 5 o'clock, but because we've got 10 minutes, I'm very tired. I don't think I'm going to be able to walk enough to hatch another batch in the next 10 minutes, and so, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and say this is the final one we're hatching during the event. I've still got 2 more eggs to go ahead and hatch after this, because they're in regular incubators, and so, yeah, we'll get those hatched, but yeah. Hopefully we can get a shiny. That would be nice. It would actually make 20 if we get one, and there we go. Just talk it into existence, how about we? Yes, that's awesome. Right, checking that one, it's not shiny. What about this one? It's not gonna be in. I think that's the last one. Yes. Right, and there we go. It's been a couple days now since Munchlax Hatch Day. Funnily enough, I did actually record the outro on the day, but now going through and editing today's video, I realized that for some reason I can just not find the actual outro camera clip. I've got the screen recording, and so I'll throw that up on screen for, like, you know, the important stuff, but yeah, no, I don't know what happened to it. And so we're just gonna quickly re-record it now. Did hatch one final batch of eggs. I've hatched, I believe, 5 on camera with you guys during the outro, and we did manage to hatch, I believe, 2 extra shinies, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we did hatch 2 extra shinies, so bringing the count up to, I believe, 22 shiny Munchlax for the day, which is honestly pretty good. We hatched, I believe, 173 eggs, if I'm not mistaken. Unfortunately, didn't get the Hundo, but, you know, it is what it is. We did evolve one of the shiny Munchlaxes up into shiny Snorlax. We did this 96%, I believe, which is a 15, 15, 13. Yep, pretty decent one. Got that in the shiny Living Dex, and then we also evolved a shiny, well, the shiny Geodude we got up into shiny Golem. Yeah, and then one last thing we went ahead and did is, I thought, you know, for fun, considering the fact we didn't get a Hundo, we didn't get a Shundo, I figured, considering the fact that we got our first ever Stendo, as I'm calling it, because it was a 10, 10, 10 shiny, gotta go ahead and 50 max that. And so we set it up to 2012. Here it is, the level 50. 4 shiny Munchlax, which is honestly just kind of funny to go ahead and get. So yeah, I'm very happy with it. I'm very happy with overall the haul for the day. 22 shiny Munchlax, a random shiny Geodude, which is fun, and my first ever Stendo. So overall, very decent max battle day in my, well, max battle day hatch day in my opinion. I just can't talk. I'm too tired from this past weekend. Anyways, with all that said and done, we're gonna go ahead and round things out there for today's video on Munchlax Hatch Day. Let me know in the comments down below how the event went for you guys. How many eggs did you hatch? Did you hatch any shinies? Any Hundos? Did you hatch a Shundo? Let me know in the comments down below how the event went for you guys. I'll happy to give a comments to see if you guys did. Of course, while down that, make sure to do all the usual YouTube things. Like the video if you enjoy, subscribe, ring that notification bell, stay notified as to when the next video comes out. And with all that said and done, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Click on the videos up on screen right now. I'm sure that you'll enjoy them. Here is our video from the Charged Embers Hatch Day last year, where we hatched a Shundo Elekid, which is really cool. And let's say here is Gigantamax Snorlax Max Battle Day, where we caught a shiny G-Max Snorlax. Check out every one of those if you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys in the next video for what will be Origin, Dialga, and Palkia Raid Day, where we caught something really cool. So yeah, I'll see you guys later.